Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, everybody out there, YouTube land. This is Moz coming to you with another episode of Moz's Toy Box. Today is First Appearance Friday, and we have Moon Knight. So, with that, let's bring in our panel. We got Thermal Detonator, not to be confused with Junior Bacon Cheeseburger at all. And we have Cigars and Bacon.
Hi.
What's up? Oh, there we go. We got
What's
everybody.
up?
All right. Hi, how you guys doing? I kept trying to mute and unmute you guys. It was crazy. What's going on today, guys? I'm talking to icons. You guys are icons to me. Did you know that?
Appreciate it. Thank you.
We may be joined by Loco Lu here in a bit. Unknown. I mean, he said he's going to be here. I sent him a link. The rest is on him. But we have Moon Knight, and of course, we had the series premiere of Moon Knight this week on Disney Plus. I'm gonna try not to spoil too much of that for people that haven't seen it yet, but I did notice some differences between his initial release and what we're seeing today. Cigars, you watched the episode yet?
Yeah, I watched it.
And I'm sure you're seeing the same differences that I saw. How about you, Thermal Detonator? Did you get a chance to see Moon Knight yet?
Sadly, no.
Sadly, no.
We're gonna watch it tonight together. So
it's okay. My wife hasn't watched it yet either. So, not saying that she's gonna come over there and watch it with you guys because he hasn't seen it. No, we'll watch it again later. What's going on, Paul Cronin and Carlito? Of course, remember Carlito and Noble Young, who was the first one here. Carlito just got his first wallpaper. I sent that out this week, actually yesterday, for being a member. The member promo thing is you get free wallpapers that me and Cinematographer take pictures of our toys and we make wallpapers out of them. So this month was the Dark Knight. So Cigars, man, what's new with you? How about you, Thermal Detonator? What's new with you, both of you? What's going on? What's shaking other than this fortress?
nothing, just hanging out. Enjoying the weekend. Got my boy again this weekend, so it's awesome.
Hell yeah, right?
So,
right.
We were planning on going to see Morbius, but after the reviews and then reading, yeah, I'm not wasting my money.
Yeah, it's gonna wait until it comes on to streaming or something.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm in no rush. Batman, I went out to go see. Spider-Man, I went out to go see, and Ghostbusters, I went out to go see. That's all I've gone out to go see since this whole thing has started. So, but yeah. So Moon Knight, man, this is a crazy character, man. He's been all over the place as far as what his powers are, what he is, what everything. What's going on, Bob Dylan? How you doing? But like everything about him has just changed over the years, and nothing seems locked in. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, but it's like one of those characters where you actually can do that, and nobody will lose their mind.
Well, I mean, if you go back to the very first appearance, he was just a mercenary who's had a lot of training, and they give him the costume. They're like, hey, go take care of this problem for us, which of course is Werewolf by Night. And here's what I want you to wear, and we're gonna pay you 10 grand. Go take care of him. Bring him to us. Bring the werewolf guy to us. We need the werewolf. That was his first two issues, his first appearance right there. Just nothing to what he is today.
Yeah, but then they go back and they do you get the whole story. There is an actual background, so I mean, you get the whole story about Moon Knight. Like, it's not that he was given that costume by his abilities that were granted by Khonshu. Khonshu, he just basically made the deal with him to save him.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's set in stone about his abilities.
Yeah, and that he made the deal to be an avatar for Khonshu.
Mm-hmm. Which, if you jump ahead really far, Khonshu is an interesting, a whole different equation now.
Mm-hmm. The newest version of Moon Knight and the Avengers, and fighting Khonshu
and imprisoning him.
Yep,
the Aesir. That's crazy. So he's imprisoned with the Asgardians, the Aesir. That is insane. I know I'm jumping all around, but I honestly I haven't had a lot of time to do research for this one, and I apologize. I'm going out of town next week, and I'm in kind of juggling all kinds of stuff right now. So I do apologize for my lack of research, but I do have the wiki available. What's going on, H Green? How you doing today?
H Green.
H Green, man, he played an April Fool's joke. I mean, he got me too because he got me first thing this morning. I just woke it up. Didn't have any coffee or anything because I don't drink caffeine as soon as I get up. I drank the sparkling ice water is what it's like, sparkling ice, and it's just a black raspberry. That's my go-to, and I'm drinking that. I literally just sat down, and he's like, "I'm offloading my collection."
What?
He's like, "You're first. I'm telling you first. You're gonna have first crack at it." I'm like, I'm sitting there thinking, I'm not awake yet, but I'm sitting there thinking, you know me, man. I have no money. Why would you? But he got me. He got me good. He got me good. He was like, "Oh, April Fools." I was like, "Damn it! I've never been good at this game."
Tony hate his face.
But then staying on the Moon Knight subject, because we're gonna jump into this real quick because this is kind of important. On the Moon Knight subject, this really blew our minds collectively, I think, because we were all like, "Is it April Fools or not?" Moon Knight hot toy. I mean, we all suspected there would be one, but we didn't expect to have photos of this thing and hot toys not even posted. I mean, that was crazy. Everybody was like, "Is this real? Is it fake?" I don't know. What was your initial reaction to that?
At first, I thought it was fake, but then I thought about it because Marvel's done that with Hot Toys before, where they leaked a figure before it was supposed to, and they had to pull it down.
Yeah.
So this could be legitimate.
Well, thanks to Clone Collector for me anyway. I saw it going up on the internet as well after he clarified it. But yeah, Marvel.com had posted some of the new Moon Knight merchandise that's coming out right now, in the pipe coming out. Marvel Legends, of course, has one, and they have there's Loco Lu, and they have all kinds of other stuff going on. But Hot Toys had Moon Knight, and yet, yeah. Let's bring in Loco Lu real quick. What's going on, Loco Lu? I got another just panel of an icon. This is great.
What's popping? Nah, just give me a second.
like
I
I'm
just finished
drowning in
eating and I'm
icons
trying to
right
get
now.
myself together.
I'm drowning in icons. That's it. That's all that's going on.
Don't worry, I got you. Don't worry. You're gonna see my face. Don't worry. I know everybody wants to see this gorgeous beard. Don't worry, I got you.
But yeah, Bob Dylan is right. The fact is, though, Marvel did take down the page. They took down the whole coming soon page for Moon Knight stuff, including the Marvel Legends and everything. The whole page is gone now. And thankfully, there was a few people, Bob Dylan being one, that was smart enough to save all the images they had posted of the Hot Toys Moon Knight. And of course, I got those from him because I didn't think to do that. I was like, well, maybe Marvel's just going to have the advance notification on that, and Hot Toys will post it tonight when it's their day tomorrow or whatever, and they probably will now that Marvel's kind of messed up everything. They'll probably be, oh well, we should announce this today or tomorrow because it's I don't know what time it is.
Sounds like a bad April Fool's joke. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, but Marvel.com is not going to sit there and do that with their merchandising. They're not going to sit there and play an April Fool's joke.
Oh yeah, I know.
That
that's what I said. It sounds like a bad April Fool's joke.
Yeah, well, we all thought it was. We all thought, hey, this is gonna be an April Fool's joke, And I mean, just like last night, I saw people going, DX19 dropped, and I'm sitting there. I didn't realize it was after midnight. I'm sitting there going, really? Why is it we just seeing a box though? This is what's going through my head. So I'm like, huh.
Oh my god, no. Once I saw the DX19, I'm like, yep, that's a joke because it coincides with April Fools because you're thinking Joker, joke, April Fools, I play a prank on you, I'm joking on you. It just went hand in hand. I'm like, yep, somebody thought that was slick. Whoever thought it was real, gotcha.
Yeah. Well, it made me question it, but I didn't see any reputable people posting it. So I was like, and there was, of course, no pictures of the actual figure. So I was like, there's something wrong here. I'm just going to go to bed and I'll look at it tomorrow. and then it was funny because Hot Toys I think was playing with us a little bit because they posted Loki in the manner which they did. They put them, you know, on that backdrop they always use for something that's released, that's out. And they had pictures, you know, the prototype pictures or whatever, and they had it all out. And I'm like, wait, is this one of those ones where they announce it and drop it like all in like a week? Yeah, I had to ask myself that question. There's Lou.
What's
has a
popping,
face.
people? Look at that beard. Look at that beard. See, you can't
Yeah,
see it.
you
Look,
guys,
no.
you
You
guys
see that
over there, you
icon?
guys have no faces. You
You
have
see
no
that
faces.
icon right there?
Actually,
That's magnificence.
that's my face. All I do is draw eyes on there.
Mm.
That's a picture I took. That's of me wearing my Cobra Commander hood.
Dude, you should just be on here wearing that.
This is my real face. This is actually my real face. I look like
That does
this.
look a lot
Everybody
like
at
you. I've
school
seen you in
knows me
person.
like this.
I know.
You want to see my
Carlito,
real
man.
face?
Keep the mystery alive.
There's my real face.
Carlito,
I'm
man,
just not
that's
showing
awesome.
anything.
I'm glad you enjoy those, man. I really am. So, when did you guys first read Moon Knight? What was your first exposure? Let's go with you, Loco Lu. What was your first exposure to Moon Knight?
My first exposure to Moon Knight was actually a Marvel Legends figure from Toy Biz.
Okay.
Didn't know anything about the character, know nothing. And I got introduced to it, and I think this was, I want to say this was back when we get comic books introducing them. So every time you got a figure, you got a comic book with it.
Okay, yeah, the Toy Biz ones did that. Yeah.
So that was my first introduction. So I got the introduction of him and Conchu and you know, Mark Spector, the whole nine. So I'm like, okay, this is interesting. So, you know, you got his first appearance. It wasn't modernized. But then through the Marvel Legends group and the ACBA group, people would, you know, give their reviews and talk about the figure as, you know, fans, and will give you a rundown of the figure as they, you know, as the character, as they run down the figure. So, you know, oh, this guy's good because of X, Y, and Z. You know, he has the powers, and he's a little bipolar, if you will. You know, social disorder, blah 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 blah. You know, all this other stuff, right? So that was my first introduction to Moon Knight, and a lot of people were comparing him to Batman, and I'm like, I can see the comparison to Batman, but this show just takes it to a whole nother level where there's no way you're going to compare this to Batman. No way.
And Thermal Detonator, man, what was your first exposure to Moon Knight?
The Marvel Encyclopedia. I was just so I read. I was just going through it, just reading summaries of characters, and then I stumbled upon Moon Knight.
Okay.
That's really it. That's it. It's nothing too exciting. I just was reading and found it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And cigars. We'll follow up with you. What was your exposure?
It was a couple of years ago. My buddy's a huge Moon Knight fan, so he had pretty much all the trade paperbacks all the time. Couple omnibuses. I think one, maybe not even one. I think it was like a collected Legends hardcover. But yeah, he basically had Moon Knight, and he was into Moon Knight, and I just stumbled upon it at his place, and I was like, "Hey, who is that? I've never heard of that character." And he basically broke it down and started letting me read his collection, and that's when I actually got into Moon Knight.
Yeah, I
got to disagree with Lou though, because he is like Batman. He's got the detective skills is what they compare with Batman and the whole Cape Crusader thing. But if you combine, basically, like people like to say, is he's a mixture of Batman and Deadpool with a little bit of Punisher's ideal form of justice.
I was saying with this show.
No. I'm not saying it like I completely disagree with you.
No. I'm saying with the show because if you look at the way the suit gets on him, it's almost
it's completely it is different.
So it's not a costume. It's not like
he's not putting it on. He's not putting it on.
You know, that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? It's not so much like I see where they put the connections, but the show it changes that.
Yeah. No, I agree. Just like they changed his character Steven. Because Steven is actually supposed to be his identity from before he joined the military and the CIA, because he comes from a wealthy background. And that's the identity when he assumes Steven is from his upbringing and everything he was used to, like being rich, having mansions, having money. Because he actually has like a cave, like Batman. He has a mansion and he has a secret layer cave.
See, I did not know
Not
that.
anymore.
Now that makes
No,
more
not
sense.
anymore. I'm saying originally when they did the backstory with him about his alias with Steven. You know, you have Steven, you have Jake, you have Mark. You know, Mark is the guy that joined the military, did the CIA assassin stuff. You know, Steven's his upbringing from a wealthy family. Jake is his personality where he's like cab driver, so he's like he keeps his ear to the streets. He mingles with basically everyday people.
Yeah. Well, again, the show is kind of taking that away from us, though. I think they've kind of combined Steven with Jake here and actually lean more into Jake when they did that for the TV show. Just from what I can tell, they haven't even mentioned Jake yet. They've only mentioned Mark and Steven, and they didn't really mention. God, I just forgot the god's name again.
Steven?
Khonshu.
Thank you. Thank you. One of the things, though, was interesting that you mentioned is that, you know, Moon Knight is supposedly heavily drawn from Batman and compared to Batman a lot. Actually, from what I've been reading, and again, I've only had the wiki and a few issues of reading, but from what I've been reading, his big, the share with Batman was because of Neil Adams. That's what really gave him that Batman feel for a while, because they emulated the Neil Adams stuff around his time, and this is a great example of that. So Neil Adams influences the look of this book for some time, but I don't know if during the earlier books that he was a detective, but in the issue 3 I just read of the new series, he plainly says he's not a detective. I mean, he's like, I got kids
investigative
doing my
skills.
detective work for me with their iPhones and stuff. I'm sorry, what was that?
I meant they consider, because he his investigative skills. Like when he's Mr. Knight, that's basically why he's Mr. Knight. He does all of his investigative work as Mr. Knight.
Yeah. Well, see, the book has changed a lot in this iteration too. I know that because now he's not Mr. Knight investigator at all. He's Mr. Knight not preacher, but he represents Khonshu.
Ambassador?
Not ambassador. What's the word I'm looking for?
He's his avatar.
Kind of, but no, not quite.
That's how it's described. He's the avatar of
headquarters is
Khonshu.
called the Mission, and he's like the embodiment, or not quite the embodiment, but the representative on this plane for Khonshu. Even though he doesn't like Khonshu anymore, he doesn't really want to give him that power anymore. But he's still his vassal, his
avatar. He's his avatar.
Well, not in the truest sense of the term avatar, but yes. Carlito says, yeah, he says he got the wallpapers and that he loves them. He's great. And then he also mentions that first read on Moon Knight and Ultimate Spider-Man comics. I didn't realize he made that crossover to the Ultimate Universe, but why not, right?
He was worse than the Ultimate Universe. Not well received.
Well, it looks like... Yeah, go ahead.
I actually lied, April Fools. I just remembered. Actually, the first time I read about Moon Knight was when I was reading that one trade paperback where all the heroes get stuck in the soul stone, and then they all just merge together. There's a Spider-Man and Moon Knight mixture.
Yeah,
okay.
I remember that. That's a hot actual concept of having Moon Knight and Spider-Man together. What was his name? Arachnid?
I don't remember.
I think his
I
name
think
was
it was like
Arachnid.
Arachnid.
Arachnid Knight. There you go, Arachnid Knight. So, like, he looks super cool if you haven't seen it yet. That's a good combination. Yeah, and I think they have a Black Panther Ghost Rider combo. Am I right, TD?
I haven't read it in a while. I'd have to look
Because
back.
I remember playing it in the game, Future Fight, where this guy's from. Punisher War Machine, where he's from, they have those amalgamations as playable characters. So I know exactly what he's talking about.
Well, Bob Dylan says, "Holy moly, at Cigars and Bacon, your kid is legendary." His kid is right here, man. You can just tell him he's legendary, Bob Dylan. Thermal
Thanks,
detonator.
Bob Dylan.
Thermal detonator right there. Take a bow.
Take a bow.
Good job.
Carlito, you have competition as my favorite commenter.
Ooh.
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 You hear that? You hear that, Carlito? You hear that?
Shots fired.
Right. So
Yeah, that was actually the trade paperback thermal detonator. That was the first trade paperback I bought him.
Oh,
well, he retained
nice.
a lot of it because wow. That's
Oh
awesome.
yeah, like a sponge, dude.
That's
So is he a
no,
thermal
to be-
detonator or a sponge? I'm confused.
Well, you
Both
can be
is
both.
good.
Can you make a thermal detonator? Out of a sponge? But yeah, Moon Knight. It's actually a little fuzzy on whether or not he actually has powers. The only power that we can discern is Khonshu actually has granted him the ability to not die. At least as of yet, we don't know if there's limitations to that ability of resurrecting, but he's died several times. Mark Spector has died several times, and that's the only official power right now that we
Other
know.
than he depending on the moon cycle, like on a full moon, he has super strength. Not like Hulk or Captain America. He's just a lot stronger than normal
We've taken
people.
that away from him.
I
He
know.
doesn't have that anymore.
I was going back to the
Yeah,
original
wasn't he
stuff.
like an enhanced human at that point?
He's got like minor enhancements, but most of
Yeah.
his abilities are basically from his training through the military and the CIA. That's why he has like a little bit above average agility, stamina, endurance, strength already. His fighting skills,
So
and things like that.
basically,
But
like a daredevil almost.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you could think of that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like a daredevil. Like he's not a superhero with superpowers, other than like Maz was saying, Khonshu granted him the ability to basically continue to resurrect and not die.
Yeah, that's the only current superpowers in this line he's got right now. Now there is a line where he had super strength and stuff granted to him by some of the stuff he was using, like his little moon, whatever they're called, the moon blades and all that kind of stuff. Those were imbued with powers, but he was not. And Carlito says, to you, thermal detonator, no problem. Competition is good, keeps you on your toes. And how you doing, S-Beam? How you doing? Let's get to Carlito again. Moon Knight was presented as more of a street level hero in the Ultimate Universe, at least. Not sure if the case is in other versions. Yeah, right now that's all he is. In the current book, at least in the 4 issues that I got the chance to read today, all he is he's essentially like Jessica Jones without any detective abilities whatsoever. Which, so and of course she's got super strength, but he doesn't. He just he wears the Mr. Knight persona because, and he was just said in this one issue that I just read. The last one I read, it had who's that chick from the West Coast Avengers? That cat chick.
He did fight Sentry and survive.
Oh yeah, he did.
Well, he had Phoenix Force abilities for one point.
No, this was actually just a straight up fight. There was no powers used, anything.
Oh, okay.
And Sentry, basically, they get into a talking. It was weird, man, because like the whole talk and fight scene is Sentry grabs him and starts flying through the city, like crashing him through stuff while having a conversation with him about dealing with mental illness, because Sentry believes that he too is suffering from it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they get into it. They get into it, and then at the end, Sentry says something to him, and Moon Knight basically says, "Well, you're the same," and it causes Sentry to stop and think, and then he basically tells Moon Knight that he's right and leaves, and then they were enemies for a while, and then now they're friends, like best friends.
Well, I think Sentry's, and I don't know a lot on Sentry either. I think he was more of an agoraphobic, if I'm not mistaken. That was his more mental issues. One of the
this issue was talking about it was I think it was depression. I think he was suffering from depression, and he was asking Moon Knight about. No, he was starting to think that he too, I think, had split personality, and he's basically asking him for advice while fighting him, and then he comes to the realization, because he says like you can't be a hero if if you have issues, type of deal. How are you a hero if you got these issues? It's impossible. And then Moon Knight says something to him that basically is like, well, the same could be said for you. And that's when Sentry basically stops and was like, crap, he's right.
Okay, I haven't seen that particular thing. Like I said, I've only really experienced Moon Knight for the 6 issues or so I've read. I read, Werewolf by Night 32 and 33 because that's his little arc there, and then Moon Knight starting from 2021, the series that started in 2021. That's what I've read so far. And in 2021, Mr. Knight is the persona he uses to basically talk to his people. His congregation is what his whole neighborhood basically.
Yep.
He's got his mission, and people come in there and they basically tell him whatever issues they're having with whatever creature that's bumping in the night or whatever, and he goes and deals with it. He doesn't seem to take any money. He just, wants to make sure his little area is actually, on the level. And actually, in this 4-issue arc, or 4 issues that I've read so far, we've been introduced to another Moon Knight character. Was it Moon Hunter? Night Hunter? Midnight Hunter? Oh, shoot, I can't remember his name now. I was trying to cram, but I've been so busy today. But he actually fights Moon Knight in the first couple issues of the new series. He was a doctor in the neighborhood. Moon Knight comes up on him, and a vampire tried to attack him, and he put the vampire down, and Moon Knight's like, oh, you didn't even help. And the next thing you know, this dude's like all after Moon Knight in a very similar costume, testing his mettle because according to his input from Khonshu, Moon Knight's not living up to where he needs to be. And apparently when Moon Knight was bestowed with his abilities, he was supposed to get all of the prowess and the fighting abilities of all the previous Moon Knights, much like other characters. I was going to compare it to Ghost Rider, but then I realized that he didn't get that. But it gave you the impression, though, like Ghost Rider, there's a new one every so often, and so there's apparently 2, one for each fist of Khonshu. So as Moon Knight is supposedly the right hand, this Midnight Hunter is the left hand, apparently, is at least what he called himself, the left fist. And they had a good fight there, but of course Moon Knight prevailed because he's Moon Knight. But I don't know if that was the first time we've ever had that, because like I said, this is the first time I've read it. Have you guys run into this character before, Midnight Hunter?
No.
Like Moon
Only
Knight's not
like
a character. Moon Knight's not a character that I would like chase down to talk to read and really get to know, just because that whole split personality thing, I already go through that.
Gotcha. Well, it's not split personality. He's got DID, which is damn. If you'd asked me like an hour ago, I could have told you what that meant. Hold on.
See, look, he's gonna go back to the encyclopedia.
Yeah, I am. I gotta just bring that back up because I'm being dumb.
What were you gonna say, Cigars?
I was just wondering if this show is gonna bring in his brother.
It's a possibility. It's a possibility.
But his brother's
it depends on how they.
Right? Yeah, his brother's a supervillain. His brother is Shadow Knight.
Shadow Knight, yeah.
AKA Randall Specter.
Yeah. So DID, and what does that stand for again? Come on, where is it?
Dissociative Identity Disorder. Thanks, Bob Dylan.
Which they used to refer to as schizophrenia in the earlier issues, but of course that was misdiagnosed. So, as to what his actual issues were, so.
Dissociative Identity Disorder is that's like the new term for still split personality.
Well, it's the same term that they use for the character in Split that
who has split personalities.
Split personalities. That's why the movie's called Split.
Split.
Yeah.
Like, you could overcorrect somebody, but the layman's terms still hold value, because we're not doctors or anything like that. Yes, it's good to know vocabulary, but to get to a layman's term still falls into the same category in what you're
Oh,
talking about.
Hunter's Moon is the guy I was thinking of. Sorry. Hunter's Moon. Dr. Baldur, another follower of Khonshu, and the Left Fist. That's right. That's right. That's right. Oh, and by the way, Steve's now broke.
Steve?
His personality, the billionaire playboy.
Okay, you have to be a little bit more specific when you say Steve. I'm like, who?
Yeah, apparently, just in this most recent issue, this guy that looked a lot like Jigsaw tried to bribe him to do his bidding by having control over Steve's finances, and he just started deleting his money. And Moon Knight's, I don't care. And so the guy gets an ass whooping anyway. But yes, thank you, Bob Dylan.
Yeah. Bob Dylan's a doctor, isn't he?
Dude, Bob Dylan is all over it, man. He's always all over it. It's crazy.
I think Bob Dylan's a human encyclopedia.
He just got you on technicality with the whole schizophrenia versus split personality. Boom.
The other superpower that Mark Spector / Moon Knight kind of has is due to his brain being altered by Khonshu. Mark Spector is more resistant to telepathic and psychic attack than the average person.
Yep, because his mind belongs to Khonshu.
Yeah, in fact, they used that in one of the issue 2 of this new series. They had this guy who was able to take over people with his sweat glands. Like if he introduced his sweat into their system, like put it in the water supply or whatever, he could take them over and basically make them into,
wow, did Marvel just straight up steal a character from My Hero Academia?
I wouldn't doubt it.
That sounds just like it. It does sound like
yes, it does.
Well, he only lasted the one issue.
To the T with the whole sweat thing.
Just so you know. But so Moon Knight in the end there, he ends up just drinking straight from the tap, the sweat, and he's like, yeah, I'll go ahead and drink it so long as you don't shoot me in the head right now. And he's like, okay. And he drinks it, and then he introduces this guy to the Khonshu part of his mind and just totally just turns this dude into jello. He's like, blah, blah, blah.
How you say it, Maz?
Yeah, I just said it wrong, didn't I?
Yeah, but it sounded cool though. It was like,
I think it was a mixture of kaiju and Khonshu. That's what it is. I can't help it. Khonshu.
It works. I like it.
I'm a bad host today. I'm really bad.
No, you're fine. You know what I like? I like how the show shows you that Khonshu's still in control of his mind. Like giving the audience that in the first episode, like giving you the subtle hint that not with just the talking, but the whole not giving up an item. I don't know if people haven't seen it. So
we want to do that.
Yeah.
Now, what villain is it that Ethan? Is it Ethan Hawke?
Yeah, Ethan Hawke.
What villain is he playing?
He's not playing a Moon Knight villain. He's playing someone else. Was it an Iron Fist villain? Correct me if I'm wrong. CMB or TD.
I'm looking at his rogue gallery right now. That's all I'm looking at.
Yeah. He's not playing a Moon Knight villain. He's playing a different type. He's playing someone else's rogues gallery villain. Even though a lot of them interlap, but he's mainly known for someone else. Kind of like, everyone knows that Iron Man's number one big bad is Mandarin, and you really don't see the Mandarin, the official Mandarin, fight Iron Man. It was more of the Armor Wars characters like Ironmonger, freaking Whiplash, and so forth.
Okay, well, Cigars, do you happen to know who he was?
Oh, shoot.
Did you scare him away with your answer? Where'd Cigars go?
No. He's probably doing something right now. Maybe even looking.
No, I'm here. Sorry. You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. My headphone thing was acting up for some reason. Maybe it's not plugged in all the way.
Playing, man. Let's fill me in.
All I know is I know that Arthur Harrell. He's I've never heard of him as far as Moon Knight, but I mean he could be from like the original, like in the 60s and 70s as a villain, because I don't remember ever seeing or reading about Dr. Harrell.
Yeah, not in Moon Knight. I'm telling you right now, he's not in
I
Moon
just
Knight.
looked it up. All right, Dr. Harrell only appears in just one issue of the Moon Knight comics, the second issue of Volume 2, which was published in 1985.
Okay.
He's not
And
even
where else-
mentioned in
So-
the Rogue Gallery, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
Unless he's got a different name.
So he's basically a villain that was only in one comic, but they're going to use him for the entire show.
Might as well, right? Right. I mean, because look at his oldest villain is called Bushman.
Yeah,
The oldest villain Moon Knight has faced, and the one who caused Mark Spector to become Moon Knight in the first place. He was the arch enemy of Moon Knight, often tormenting him in different ways. And I'm like, who can take Bushman seriously?
Bushman wasn't Bushman the opposition to Luke Cage in his show?
I don't know about his show. All I know is about Moon Knight right now. Because
wasn't that?
I'm right.
Was it? Was it Bushman?
Yeah.
I thought it was
I
like
believe
Bush Doctor or something like that because it was like a voodoo dude.
Anheuser-Busch. That's what it was. Beer. What's up, Diablo Fett? How you doing? So, anyway, so we got Moon Knight. That's all we got. And you guys have a great night. Thanks.
Good night, everybody. Don't forget to tip your waitresses.
He's had 9 volumes of books and then some one-offs and magazines and stuff. Moon Knight even was an Avenger for a short time, very short time. It wasn't your technical Avengers either. He was West Coast Avengers. And speaking of the Avengers, his multiple personalities at one point were not what we have today. One of them was he thought he was Captain America, and another one thought he was Spider-Man, and another one thought he was Wolverine, and I think there was one more. Let me see if I can find it. I didn't have it in front.
He's also been part of Midnight Suns because I think this is where Marvel's taking Moon Knight with the introduction of Black Knight, Blade. So I think they're taking this towards Midnight Suns with introducing Moon Knight.
Ooh, imagine if they just brought Punisher into the mix.
Well, they got his rights too, man. They'll bring him in eventually.
Guns blazing.
Where is
John Berthal hinted that Punisher's coming to the MCU. He hinted at it.
He did.
Oh, Daredevil is now on Disney Plus. It is there.
Yeah.
So, all of it's coming. All of it. Where is this thing listing where he used to think he was so and so? Like I said, I'm not very. Oh, there we go. Spider-Man, Captain America, and Wolverine. Yeah. So this was the volume 6 when Brian Michael Bendis was in charge. So that gives you an idea of how messed up this probably was anyway, because I'm not a huge fan. Other people were, though.
I'm not a Bendis fan.
Yeah, the series depicted Moon Knight once again experiencing 4 alter ego personalities, though now 3 of his alter egos were inexplicably imitations of Spider-Man, Captain America, and Wolverine. Due to poor sales, the series was canceled after 12 issues. So yeah, they like to go willy-nilly with his. It's like nobody really knows how to handle him, like how to set in stone his stuff to make it conceivable. And what's going on, Barrett? How you doing today, man? Thanks for tuning in.
I think it's difficult seeing how, he's got the 3 identities. And then when he's Mr. Knight, it's a balance of all identities into one, including Moon Knight. So it's like you have to keep going back and forth, switching through basically 5 different identities and then keeping the story and keeping it. I mean, I'm not a writer, so I can't say whether or not it's difficult or it's easy. I would just assume that given his backstory, the identities, having to delve into Egyptian mythology, all that, I think maybe for them it's just kind of difficult. So they try to take their own spin on it. And, like Bendis' spin was horrible. So
you think
it was just horrible.
One of the things is in the current line, though, Mark Spector really doesn't have a personality. He is Mr. Knight. He is the whenever he's not in the Moon Knight costume, he's in Mr. Knight mode. He's wearing your favorite little outfit, the suit and the hood. And that's it. He's the one who takes the calls of people coming into the mission. He's essentially the preacher for Khonshu. He is
Well, it's explained that
Mr. Knight
when all of his identities are in perfect balance. So he's able to just harness it without going off the walls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's where we're at now, though. That's what Mr. Knight's job is now, as far as in relation to Moon Knight. Moon Knight it looks like in the issues that I've read, every time he's going out to do battle, he's in the Moon Knight costume. This costume here. Of course, it's upgraded a little bit. More looking closer and closer to what we got at the show.
Yeah, I dig
Bob-
Marvel's take on the show, giving him somewhat superpowers from what I've seen so far. I'm kind of digging that.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about the costume just kind of happening.
That's kind of
the look of it,
weird, but I think it's cool too. I kind of dig it. That way we don't have to see him struggling, having to put on white spandex,
doing laundry, all that kind of stuff.
Give me a second. I gotta put on my leggings. Hold on.
That was the worst part of
all I
Far
see
From Home is when he had to do laundry.
Put him on, and his legs are in the air, like swinging back and forth, trying to squeeze in.
Damn, skin tight.
Yeah, I actually like this iteration that's being shown to us in the show. Just due to the simple fact, it's simple, it's different, but it also shows somewhat of a symbiotic nature. Not quite like a symbiote, but not quite alive. It's giving us more of the fantastical, magical aspect of it, because we're supposed to believe Khonshu is a god.
Yeah.
Right? One of the 7 gods. So, it's more of a supernatural essence kind of situation versus it being a natural essence.
I get Guyver vibes from it.
Yeah.
Where it's like, because when his mind feels threatened, that's when the suit wants to come out.
Well, that's when Khonshu gets marked to come out, and at least in the show.
Yeah.
But
I'm saying that. Obviously, that's why I'm just saying, like, I get Guyver vibes, how it's like an auto defense mechanism.
Yeah.
Bob Dylan says, Guyver is, I'll pull him out.
Bob Dylan says, explain to me that we can get Punisher and Daredevil on Disney Plus, but Loki holding a chalice is romanticizing alcohol.
I agree. That is retarded.
Is that what their official excuse was?
Yes.
Yep.
Lord.
Yep. Disney made Hot Toys pull the chalice from the figure.
Dumb.
Yep.
Carlito, we of course want to go over this one. Did you all notice the login changes at Disney Plus the day Moon Knight came out? They had me log in again and add a parental control pin. Seems like rumors were true about adult content. Yeah, I had to do the same thing. Obviously,
I had to do the same thing.
We did that.
I didn't equate it to Moon Knight at the time, though. I equated it to Daredevil being on there, but it could be either or, both.
Let me show you Guyver.
I don't know. The day I logged on to watch Moon Knight is when I got that notification. I was like, "What? What is this?"
Same.
I completely forgot Moon Knight was on the Thursday morning, or Thursday night, Wednesday morning, or Thursday night, Friday morning, because I was up and I just forgot to tune in. I didn't watch till later in the day. I was disappointed in myself. Usually
Wednesday night, Thursday.
Oh yeah, Wednesday. Sorry, yeah. It was Halo I watched last night. That's right, Halo.
For those who don't know, this
Tuesday
is Guyver.
Wednesday. Basically, it came out Wednesday. It comes out Wednesday. It's on Wednesdays.
Yeah, I need that figure,
This is
man.
Guyver.
You're gonna send that
No,
to
you
me,
don't.
right?
No, Maz. You could suffer and burn.
You
like
keep
everyone
telling me
else.
there's a 1/6 scale one, but all I see is people printing ones out. I don't see an official one coming.
Well,
on
people
that group you
when Inart asked
Maz,
for the poll, people were putting down Guyver. I voted for Guyver.
Yeah,
We
Guyver.
need a 1/6 scale version of all the Guyvers, including
Guyver,
the
Dark Hero,
what are the bad guys called?
Zoonoids.
Zoonoids, yeah.
Hyper Zoonoids, yeah.
Yeah, so this is the Figma one, and I know I showed you Maz the 1/6 scale, but you complaining to me like I'm the freaking spokesperson, man. I'm just showing you what I saw.
I haven't
know how
seen a
long it
1/6
took?
scale yet. All I've seen is somebody printing out parts and making a 1/6 scale one.
No.
You need to link me the actual 1/6 scale one because I haven't found it yet.
Maz. It's not an official like out. I need you to relax for a second and just take it in. Take it in for a second. It was just an image that was teased in Japan, and it's all the to be determined stuff. It takes them years to make a Guyver figure come out into fruition.
I ain't got years, man. I was dying earlier today, man. I was coughing my lungs out.
That's not their problem. That's not their problem.
I mean, if you want a really big one, just go to Prime One. They got Guyver statues.
I don't need a statue. I need to be able to pose them, dance with them. But let's get back to
you need to
Carlito.
learn how to pose first.
Carlito says, correct. Moon Knight is only TV 14. It's because the Netflix Marvel shows. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm glad I was correct. Thank you, Carlito. All right, you put your little toy away. We're going back to the cool picture of Moon Knight.
Don't-
See, in fact, we're
Don't
gonna
get
go
jealous.
to the
Don't get
other one.
jealous.
Look at that. I read this
Yeah.
book just for this particular show, man. I read this book. This was hard to read. This was a struggle.
Extreme.
If you guys have ever tried to go back and read a comic book from the 70s, even early 80s with the misogyny and all that kind of stuff that's in a book those days, man, it's hard to read. It is.
Are we really gonna go there? You could just be like misogyny. We're really gonna do this?
Well, I mean, it
Yeah.
was just like one of the biggest things that point out. I mean, just
No, listen.
Where's your
it
pink
follows.
beanie, Maz?
Yeah, your
Oh,
pink
wow.
beanie, bro. Listen. I'm gonna say this. Comic books reflected the time that they were currently in, just
Oh, I
like
know.
it is now. So, with the whole PC world that we're living in, comic books has taken a big nosedive.
Yep.
Correct me if I'm
Well,
wrong.
even
Cigars
when
Nation.
I went to
No,
go
you
read
are
this,
correct.
when I went to go
Manga
read this,
sales have like tenfold gone up tenfold because of the way DC and Marvel are trying to handle things.
Now here's the thing. The whole way things were back then and how art imitated life kind of situation, sales was up. Why? Because it was just the norm. Granted, everyone has their place. Everyone has a right to feel what they want to feel, but that doesn't necessarily make them right. I could feel that a slap is justified, but I will say that it is not. You know what I mean? So
well, when I went to go read this on my Marvel Unlimited account, it actually has a screen in the midst of all the the cover and the credits and everything as the book starts. It's like stuff in this book ain't quite what it should be today. Is basically what it's saying. It's like there's some terms and stuff that you need to be aware of that was more acceptable back then that are not acceptable today, yada yada yada. And I was like, wow. I think it's funny. I mean, I don't want to get on a huge tangent about this, but I think it's funny that people have to be told that. Like, I don't know about you, but I can see a book and be like, wow, this is published in 1975. There's gonna be some ignorant stuff in this book, I'm sure. I'm gonna read it though.
well, here's the thing. When you're going back in history, you got to remember what you're looking at. So, like, if you're going to go back and study, like, let's say, colonial times, right? You're going to see a lot of messed up stuff.
Oh
When
yeah.
you go back to Roman times, you're going to see even more messed up stuff. When you go back to feudal Japan, you're going to see even more messed up stuff. So there's nothing safe in the world because it's a dog eat dog world. You know what I mean? So it's like trying to shield everybody from it, especially from a book or reading it or whatever, it's asinine. You know what I mean? It's pointless because when you step out of your comfort zone, which is your safe zone, your box, if you will, once you get out of that toy box and you go out into the real world, there's actual dangers. You're either gonna fall from a shelf or you're gonna get eaten by a dog. Either or. Either or. Using a toy reference for toys, Maz's toy box. Just letting you know that. You know
While
what I mean?
I got Desi here, Lou, let me show him what I've been working on, man. Desi, if you guys don't know, is Metamorphic Customs, and I'm working on this here for a 1/12 scale photo shoot. I'm pretty happy with it. The only problem is that I realized that Goliath's wings actually are going to hit this wall here, so I need to make another one of these and extend this out.
Hold up. I know what my boy Metamorphic Customs is talking about.
But there you go, right there. Just gonna goes connecting like that. So that's what I've been working on there, Desi.
Let's see. There we go.
Let's see. Yeah,
I know what
Bob.
Desi's talking about.
All right,
Desi. This is Figma. This is Figma.
I'm sorry, Bob Dylan's comment was
Here's
funny.
the Mafex. I know you're talking about this one. The chest plates pop off easy, but on this one it does not. This is the Figma one. They improved it.
All right, so the Figma one's the one to get. Gotcha. Carlito, man, during your research here, you able to come up with which version of Moon Knight and his powers is the more consistent one, or is his character all over the place with the story and powers? His character is kind of all over the place, Carlito. I mean, when you go, from what I've read, which again is very little, but I've also read pretty much the entire wiki. But from what I read, most of the time he has no actual powers other than the resurrection. For a short stint, he had super strength, and for a short stint, he had the Phoenix Force abilities. But none of that lasted any significant amount of time. I think his strength lasted what 10 to 12 issues.
About that.
And then the Phoenix Force ability was only like probably even half that. Is that the Figma as well?
No, this is the Max Factory gigantic armor.
Okay, but you're saying I need to get
Guyver
Figma for
gigantic.
Guyver 1, right? That's the one that's better?
Figma. This actually scales better. It scales better, but the one that you want to actually mess around with, it's either one. This is the funner toy. You could pose the heck out of them. But the one with more detail is the original one from Max Factory.
The one that falls apart, apparently. Gotcha.
Well, it's not that. It's that it's easy for the chest plate to fall because the mechanism that they use is a hinge mechanism that's just a straight pipe peg system. So if you push the chest up a little bit, it will fall out because the pipe is shallow. They didn't want to crack the hinge.
Gotcha.
So.
Enough about toys, though. Thank you, Metamorphic Customs. Yeah, I've been working on it. It's a very long process. I was using my wood singeing tool to draw in the brick lines there, and then of course during this whole ordeal, my foam cutter is kind of died. So the bracket you use to push against while you cut, along the the wire, the bolt that you use to tighten that down has stripped. So I have no way to really hold that block in place now. I paid way too much for that muffler. Let me tell you, man, that was horrible. But we'll work it out. I'll have to cut down another piece of that and just make an extension for that that wall piece there is what I'll end up doing. But anyway, back to Moon Knight. Let's get back over there. Boom. Werewolf by Night number 32, published in 1975. This book is actually seeing a lot of traction on the aftermarket right now. Of course, the show is helping it along immensely. But when you think about it, when he was first introduced, all he was in this 2 issues was a mercenary who was given a costume by a group called the Committee and told, for 10 grand to go bring him this werewolf. That was it. That was the extent of this Moon Knight character. How do you feel that they made the transition? I mean, how do you feel, Cigars and Bacon, that this really came about from there? It sounds very, very retconned, if you ask me. Just like they went back and was like, oh, let's do more with this character. He's got a cool costume.
That's pretty much it.
Okay.
I mean, with Moon Knight, like you said, like he was introduced as pretty much like a D-level character. I don't think in the beginning that they really had any. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't, but it almost seems like he wasn't meant to be a mainstay character. Maybe just here and there making appearances. But I would assume maybe through popularity, even back then, is when they decided, well, hey, look, we're getting a lot of sales off of this one guy. It's a new character into the Marvel universe at the time, and maybe there was hype, and they decided, well, let's try to see if we can go and, make him a more popular character.
Here's your Werewolf by Night.
But it almost seems that with the introduction of other characters throughout the Marvel universe, when he was around, took popularity.
That looks just like her.
You look at Moon Knight being, a Marine and then a CIA contractor assassin, and then later on we get Punisher, who's introduced as a Marine who does special operations, who does, he gets out of the Marines, he joins up with the government and does a bunch of black ops stuff until he's done with that.
Yep.
Well, Out of Sight was asking, do you have the Moon Knight Mezco figures? I personally don't. Lou probably does, but I can't.
I actually do not. I missed out.
What?
I missed the boat on that one because I literally
What?
wasn't really into the character. Wasn't into the character.
What?
Yeah, I wasn't into the character. He wasn't my cup of tea. Here's the thing. You got a budget. You got a budget with these collectibles because Mezco's is pricey. You know what I mean? $90 to $100 for a 6-inch figure, and then aftermarket prices they shot up because the popularity. Now, is it worth $200, $300 for a 6-inch figure? No. That's like Maz paying $400 for a Nosferatu right now. He ain't gonna do it.
Oh no, I got this guy for retail because I got him when he came out.
Exactly.
The other one
got
I
three of
missed.
them. And the other one is going for price. He's going for a hefty price, and he's still a Nosferatu.
Yeah, I'm gonna
The better
hopefully
of the
find
two.
him at a comic book shop this couple of weeks here. Hopefully, just sitting on a shelf for like $100. That'd be awesome.
Oh, not gonna happen. It's a Mezco Direct exclusive.
Don't jinx
Mezco
it.
Direct.
Don't jinx it.
No, it's not jinx it. I'm the one who actually buys these things. If you want to see my rack, I can show you the rack.
No, we don't need to
Just
see
saying.
your rack, sir.
See what we did there?
Diablo says, I think P-Rock has the Mezco Moon Knight. So there you go. P-Rock 1,
P-Rock has it,
Blue
yeah.
0. So there you go.
Well, yeah, he can have the Moon Knight. I don't want.
But I hear he looks
it's
freaky without his glasses on. That's all I'm hearing. No.
Well, listen. When it comes to Moon Knight, he's particularly not a fan of the show, suit design. He prefers that the mask will be more of a straight on regular mask that goes over the face. That's plain Jane mask, if you will. Yeah, I'm digging this. Hot Toys, give us that soon.
Well,
Soon.
Bob Dylan says, please no racks, Loco, just so you know. And
Look,
Carlito,
look.
even though you retracted it, I still have it. Mezco 112 is great.
Yeah.
Lou,
What's up, thermal detonator?
I think that Moz thinks that your rack is whack.
Yeah, he says that, but I got more toys than he does. I don't have to ask the missus for it.
Really?
Shots fired! Shots
You
fired!
want to go there, Lou? You want to go there?
Oh! Listen! I'm gonna take a W when I take a W. If I'm gonna go for the kill, I'm gonna go for the kill.
I just think dollar for dollar, I had the most valuable collection out of the two of us.
He does.
Well, that's your
Maz
opinion.
does.
That's your opinion. Here we go.
It's not about how many, Lou.
Yes, it does. Because
It's not about quantity. It's about
And
quality.
my SH. Yeah, SH
You're in
Figure Arts
you're
has
in the dark,
quality.
Lou.
No, I'm not. SH Figure Arts. All my SH Figure Arts. Mezcos. I got one Mezco that's worth more than your Predator Alien.
Oh?
Oh yeah.
Do you have this one? I have this one.
You don't have that one. That's not out yet.
There you go,
When it comes
Bob.
out,
Bob's
get it.
picking up on it. Bob's picking up what I'm putting out.
I was gonna
There you
say
go.
that's why I said Maz has more because Maz got comics that are worth basically enough to buy a damn house, cash money.
Oh
Yeah, if you
no!
wanted to
For
trade 'em-
comics, yeah. But we talking figures.
I said
Were we not?
collectibles.
He said
I
collectibles.
Oh, collectibles? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. When you talking books,
I knew I wasn't
man,
going
I'm
to win
buying
that.
books
I
for you.
seen that mess in that corner. I know I wasn't going to win that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that at Battlegrounds this past week or whatever. They had
This
that there.
specific one.
I don't know.
this
But that,
specific one.
what's the difference between that one
Exactly.
and the other one?
Well, see, if you don't know, you have to ask them. You already lost.
What is that one?
That is the fully loaded Punisher, and that one goes from, I think the last time I checked was a while ago. It was going for like $900 to $800. Maybe they have went down just due to the simple fact people wanted the John Berthal version, but it's still up there in like the $700 range. You could eBay check it.
So yeah, speaking of, I figure we can talk about this today since it was kind of announced today, and I know we touched on it, but this is the first look of what's supposedly the Hot Toys Moon Knight, and it looks like he's got light up eyes.
Yep.
So that's pretty cool. That's actually pretty cool. Although I'll never put the batteries in them.
Me neither.
So I can do that in Photoshop. But thanks to Bob
Photoshop
Dylan, I was
master.
sure to get all of these pictures. This is awesome.
If
You know,
this
what's
is
funny-
true, I really hope that the next one they announce is Mr. Knight.
Yeah.
Well, what they'll probably do is give you multiple. Well, no, he's got a whole different outfit, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yes, he does, and a different mask altogether.
Yep.
Wait,
I
what is
want
this?
to-
Bob Dylan says, "I love you, Loco," but Maz has BBC BDE in this round. What?
I don't know. I don't know what
I don't
that
know.
acronym stands for.
BBC though is not. I don't think I'm reading
The
that.
Big Better Collection, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. I was
No.
thinking of personal.
No,
ads
I
there.
know, I know what it is. I just can't say it. My son's right next to me, but I know what that is.
Yeah,
I
well,
just-
he did put that there, so your son
Yeah.
probably put that in there.
Oh, okay. I don't know. You haven't checked the drawers. I don't know.
I really need to check because if it's black, we're gonna have a problem.
Yeah.
BDE is Big D energy.
Gotcha.
Oh well, not with that head.
Your kid's smart though. I think he's picked up on all of it so far. Thanks, cigars.
Yeah, he is smart.
He is, man. He's a thermal detonator, man. You can't be a thermal detonator without being brilliant. True story.
Facts.
But anyway, yeah, this is the Moon Knight figure. This is what we've seen so far. I'm pretty happy with this figure, though. I mean, even though it's not the one you want, this is the one I wanted, so I'm happy with it.
No, I'll take this
Wait,
one too. I mean, it looks good. I
What do
like
you
the
mean it's not the
show.
one I want.
Cigars wants the Mr. Knight one.
Yeah, but I still take Moon Knight. I like,
Oh, he said he would take both of them. He would take all of them if they make all of them.
Yep.
Especially, Mark Spector. Get the head sculpt that we needed. For our solo desires. For our Star Wars stuff.
I'm sorry, Lou.
Smart mom. Oh God. Oh my God.
Bob Dylan, that's a great dad joke. I like that one. That was good. Got me chuckling. But no, this is the one. If I had to choose between the three, this is the one I would get. And it really depends on my finances by the time he drops too, because there are things that are more important to me to get than this guy, unfortunately. Like
See,
what was
look,
it?
he's drawn a blank.
Oh, my Loki. Like I want the Richard Grant Loki before I want this guy. Just for example.
Ooh. Oh, okay. Well, see, that's a tough.
Even though he doesn't come with his
it's
cup.
Loki.
Even
I
though he
mean, you
doesn't
got
come
plenty
with
of
cup,
time with this.
It's almost
Moon
a deal
Knight.
breaker. I wanted
When they
him to
announced this, I mean, it's going to be a 2023 going into 2024 release.
Yeah. But I also got to consider how many Star Wars and other hot toys that I want to get. And plus, Sideshow's jumping in the game now. It seems like they're only an hour of this first appearance stock, and then we start talking about toys every time. But if Sideshow keeps on their game, man, I mean, they got that Yoda announcement. I mean, if they keep on that animated series, why do I need Hot Toys anymore? I mean, that's what I want for my Clone Wars. Is the
They
animated.
need to bring out some Sideshow needs to drop some Maldalorians in that line.
They need to
I'll be
drop a lot
sold
of
if they
animated
drop some
stuff, period.
Maldalorians.
Give me a freaking Cad Bane. Give me
Well, I want Hot Toys to do a Cad Bane. I don't want Sideshow to try to give me.
No, I'm talking about for animated look. For animated look, give me an animated Cad Bane. Give me freaking what's his name? Kid Fisto. Give me a Plo Koon.
Plo
Give me all
Koon
the
is the
Jedis.
one that we all want, man. Oh, and yes,
Yeah.
line, of course, H Green, Rebels.
Yeah.
Exotic Carfax, what's up, man? You elbow cough, elbow cough, elbow cough, dab on him, Maz, laugh out loud. I don't get.
Dab on them, meaning like go like this because you have more comic book prints that have value versus my action figures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you do have more figures than I do, though. So
Yeah, I have more things to play with than you do. You could just look at it.
That's what she said.
Well, that's what she said.
That's what I said. Now that's what.
No,
oh my
but
God! I said it. Now she said it. We both said it.
Yeah, but I directed it. There's a difference.
Okay. But yes, I want Rebels. I want my Rebels line. Exotic Carfax wants Ezra, of course.
Ezra, you know what? I want Revan. Give me a Revan Hot Toys.
I don't need an Ezra or a Revan, to be honest with you. I haven't been exposed to Revan yet. I haven't played all the games.
When when you do, you'll know why. You'll know why the hype is there.
Which game was that one in?
Old Republic.
Old
Yeah, I don't think
Republic.
I'll be playing that anytime soon. Sideshow made a Cad Bane and Clone Trooper disguise a while back. Yeah, that's a really bad one though.
Oh,
But
yeah, I have the head sculpt. I have the head sculpt, but it's not Cad Bane.
yeah, Exotic Carfax calling it, man, give us a Darth Epsilon.
Epsilon.
I said it right the second time.
Epsilon.
I want a damn Darth Nihilus.
Darth Nihilus, yeah, that'll be dope. But Maz, real quick, when we talk about first appearances with going back to like the topic, first
Yeah,
appearances,
we can do that. We can go back to the topic, sure.
when it comes to characters that are like D-list characters, there's not really much to say for like a 2-hour segment. You know what I mean? Especially
Yeah.
with people who like are either fans or casuals of it. I'm a casual. I know CMB is a fan, and here's the thing: we could all agree that it's not so much about the first appearance anymore. It's about the toy. It's about the toy right now. This beautiful action figure right here. And I love the fact that we got bendy wires in this cape. That is fire. This is a step up in the right direction. And oh man, it just looks so good. And look at all those TD League Egyptian figures are gonna go higher.
Look at this, man.
Uh-oh.
A 2.0 is fetching $1,200 right now. A 2.0.
Oh no, that's the asking price. It's not,
Yeah, I know it's
the
asking
price.
prices.
It's the asking price.
Hey, this one's only fetching 59, but this affects. I hate this. I hate facsimile editions. That's how people are going to end up buying the wrong thing. You know that. You know that's why they put them up there.
What's the difference? Educate.
It's just the cover. You're just paying for a cover they printed like a year ago.
Oh no. That's bad.
Yeah, facsimile. It will have a price sticker of like $4 on it, but yeah, here we go. That's more like it. So this is a facsimile edition. So if we go look at it, you gotta be very careful. Somebody even bought this, but if you go look at it, come on, $3.99. See that? It was a 30-cent book when it came out. So this is not the real book. This is just a copy of it with the cover. So they're reprinting it with the original cover, making it look like the original cover, which is
but it's not. It has to have that aged look. If it doesn't have that aged look, we know it's not official.
Hey, real quick, TD's gonna log for a bit. He's gotta go take care of some stuff.
Man, he wants to explode. All right, TD, man, take it easy.
Later, TD.
Peace. Let's see. Exotic Carfax says Moon Knight or White Vision.
Oh, wait. On the shelf, that's gonna be hard. That's gonna be really hard, because one, they're both white, stark white at that, with the little combo like combinations and stuff like that. Yeah, the TV League gods, Bob Dylan. But as far as like drawing to you, it's either going to be color or it's going to be detail. And for me, it's always going to be detail. Detail will pop to me more than a flat surface, even though it has layers of detail, but it doesn't compare to Moon Knight. Moon Knight got detail. Plus, his cape is a lot bigger. And if you have any of those battery switches that you could put into a USB port that you kind of like the soap reactor stuff, you can have Moon Knight lit up at all times. Yeah, and I know a lot of people do not want that white vision with the unicorn forehead. So if it was me and I had to pick, like just on a shelf presence, it will be Moon Knight, just because of shelf presence.
Carlito says Lou is right. Toys and cartoons have a symbiotic history. He-Man was a toy that got a cartoon to boost sales. Actually, He-Man was the first cartoon that was legitimately a commercial for the toy. It wasn't just they got a cartoon to boost sales. It was legitimately they designed the cartoon as a toy sale platform. So it was basically a 30-minute commercial, or about 20 some odd minutes. If you count
The only ones that I can think that was similar to that, correct me if I'm wrong, Maz, was Silverhawks and
Yeah.
Thundercats, right?
But Silverhawks, unfortunately, was blatantly obvious, which is why I never enjoyed the show. I was just like,
yeah,
I
I
loved
don't.
that show as a kid,
Yeah,
man.
of course you
Silverhawks was
did.
my jam.
Of
but
course.
but I think it was the big four or the big three and the big four was more of She-Ra, He-Man, which He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, Thundercats, Silverhawks. I'm trying to think, was there anything else that was out there as a big toy commercial? G.I. Joe?
Centurions.
No, it already had a
Centurions.
established toy line.
Mask.
Yeah, Mask
Yeah.
is another one.
Mask. That's what I was thinking of. Mask.
Carlito
Then
says
you-
merch is king when it comes to profits. It definitely is, and that's why
Yeah.
Disney/Marvel kept the merchandising rights for all of their stuff that Fox had. That's
Yeah.
how they were able to kill the Fox universes, the movie stuff like Fantastic Four. They stopped publishing Fantastic Four books and stopped letting those figures get made.
For years.
They were like,
For
"Oh yeah, you want to keep the
years.
rights? Well, we're just going to take away their whole existence outside of that."
Oh yeah, they've had them on hiatus. What was it after Future Foundation?
After Secret Wars is when they killed off the Fantastic Four because they became gods. That 2015 Secret Wars.
2015 Secret Wars. Okay. Yeah, so that's around the time of the Future Foundation where they went into space to create other universes with Franklin.
Yeah, they just
Yeah.
disappeared. H Green 1313 is talking to Cigars and Bacon. Man, he's jealous that your son hangs out with you on the streams. His son would never do that.
Appreciate it, H Green.
Yeah, I don't know how to respond to that, but that's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, I appreciate it. You just got to not break him, but try to get him out of his shell to jump on.
Or buy him a shell that he can wear when he's here. Much like what Cigars does for his kid, where he gives him an icon. And like when I met him, he's wearing this whole Joker wrestling mask the whole time.
Yeah. I got him a Joker luchador mask.
Yeah, luchador.
So when we met up, he was rocking his mask, so his identity couldn't be revealed.
We got him to break out of that shell, though, eventually. I got to see them all in the flesh. That sounded wrong, but you knew what I'm saying.
You got to see the secret identities.
Yes,
that's what you meant.
Yes. Exactly.
Okay, I got you, Maz.
Exotic Carfax is saying Transformers was another one that was done like that. I don't know. Transformers was
no. Can I take this, Maz?
Yeah, but in just a second, Transformers, Hasbro took the idea from one of the Japanese companies that wasn't really utilizing the line at the time.
Takara told me.
Takara, I think.
Yep.
And then
I'll
let you do it. Fine.
All right. Here it is. Takara told me has the master license for the Transformer figures. So all the transforming figures are Transformers. GoBots. Yes.
GoBots was definitely one of those.
And they were all a part of it. They did all these transforming, figures. But when they started making a show to kind of promote to the American audience and stuff like that, they came up with Transformers, and they picked specific vehicles that was in that line and combined them together to make what we know today as Transformers.
Yeah.
So it'll be one from this section, another from this section. They had their own little, doodads here and there, and some of them were even recolored into something else, just to coincide with the story that was going on, here in the States. So that's another one where it's an existing toy, but for the U.S. market, they created the cartoon to push sales on this market.
Yeah. GoBots
Turtles
though was a different version of that. GoBots was we want to make money and let's make a cartoon and a toy and try to capitalize on it. And GoBots, unfortunately, was the Kmart version of Transformers. It was just, in fact, when we were at Battlegrounds, did you see them, Cigars and Bacon? They had all those GoBots.
Yeah,
I saw it. All bringing me back to memories and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the only GoBots that I actually had though were, I don't know if you guys followed the cartoon too much as a kid, like when they met the rock GoBots that could transform into rocks, and then they actually did they had a combiner one though, where they could combine and they would turn into a giant like T-Rex. And my grandpa bought that for me, and that's why I just remember the GoBots so much, is because of that combiner GoBot rock guys that transformed into a, I guess,
giant T-Rex.
rock T-Rex.
This is the essence and origins of Boulder and Boulder.
Yeah, that's where I got hooked on rocks.
Carlito says Transformers has a really interesting history. It was a mix of different robot IPs from Japan, and that's what I was trying to get
Yeah.
to. Yeah, it was definitely
different
a
IPs.
mix.
After Transformers took off in the States, the Japanese actually turned around and made a Japanese version of Transformers.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember that because when I was a kid, my dad was stationed in Japan, and I just remember always watching the shows as they were brand new coming on. And I remember like first on Saturdays would be on obviously like the military channel. I would be able to watch Transformers in English, the American version that we all know. And then it was every Wednesday or Thursday at 7:30 was the Japanese version.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Yeah, I used to love my Transformers and Voltron, and
Yeah, they did a different take with the Japanese version. No, it was
Yeah,
cool.
way
It was,
different.
different characters and all that.
But back to the Werewolf by Night real quick, because I have this up here and I want to close it out. But this book is fetching some money now, and there's a lot of facsimile editions, which is sad. I mean, again, here's another facsimile edition. These are all just reprints that they went and used the original cover with the different price on the cover. This is probably an actual Werewolf by Night 32, which is of course sold because I'm looking at sold listings. But yeah, this is a raw one, 25 cents. This is rough. Look how rough that is.
That is seasoned.
That is brutalized, man. That's gonna be like a 2.0 maybe, and it looks like the cover's detached, so maybe even 1.5 or whatnot. But it's sold for
a 0.5.
No, it's not that low, man.
That was sitting in somebody's desk that was sitting in the attic for over a decade.
No, that was sitting on someone's butt cheeks as they were sitting on the chair. That's what that was. Jeez.
But yeah, this book's fetching some money, and it's always been a pretty hot book. It was just it never had really broken the $1,000 mark until more recently, when the show was announced. You know, it was always a higher book, like close to 1,000, but it never really nudged past it. But now it's up there, and of course, all these listings are polluted with this damn facsimile edition. I bet you this one's really rough too. Let's look at this one.
So Maz, the real question is on everyone's mind that they all want to know is, when are you gonna start selling some of your stuff?
This one actually doesn't look as rough as the other one. I mean, it's rough, but not quite. Damn it, move.
I will not. I will sit here and give you a hard time. Okay, let's see what's up.
It's pretty clean back cover too, so that's not bad. But you can see this staple's not attached to the cover. Actually, this cover is detached entirely. You would see the staple here in here if it wasn't. So those are things you got to worry about, and of course they've kind of rigged it to make that staple look like it's attached there. If it's attached there, it's really holding on for dear life on like one little piece of scrap. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. You gotta be very careful. This is why if I were to buy a comic book on eBay, it's gonna be a graded book. I would hate to have to sit here and try to judge it with the pictures they give you. It's difficult. Let's see, what did we miss here? Okay, you guys are still talking about your kid being on the stream. All right. And I'm talking to myself. That's cool. All right.
No, I'm here.
I wouldn't know that. You hadn't said anything forever. But yeah, I think that's going to be about it for Moon Knight himself. Is there anything you want to add on Moon Knight, though? I think I'm going to wrap this up here. Call it a day.
I want to see all the accessories that Moon Knight comes with. I'm hoping he comes with a staff, maybe a bunch of throwing stars, or not throwing stars.
Moonarangs.
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 That's what I was looking for. Moonarangs, because this is going to be a nice figure to play with and pose, man. Depending on how good his range of movement is, and from the looks of it, he's gonna have double joints, so it's gonna be fun. Like he's gonna be a fun figure to pose. He's not gonna be like, oh, some of the more recent Spider-Man figures where you can pose him, but you're worried about long-term damage, and I don't think we're gonna have an issue with this figure.
Yeah. The other thing though, also that I forgot to mention is when you first get introduced to Moon Knight, all his weapons and accessories and stuff, they were all silver.
Yeah.
All like his moon ring things and all, even the his gauntlets on his glove or whatever they call that, that was all silver, even on his feet. So that's of course changed over time. Because I think now actually the moon things they're gold now, right?
Yeah, they're golden.
So just interesting little tidbits there, little bits of knowledge that you guys might want to partake. What's that 1/6 shooter? Yeah, man, I'm all in. I think as long as nothing else crazy is dropping when that comes out, I'm definitely gonna get it. And I really want a head sculpt though for Oscar Isaac. So I'm hoping this comes with an Oscar Isaac head sculpt. 1/6 shooter, we're gonna see you Tuesday, sir. Because I'd love to have you back. Hope you can make it. Since I got him cornered here, I'll ask him live so he can reject me in public. But yeah, guys, this is gonna be a sweet figure. I'm excited for this, just like the Loki. And I was surprised to see this get announced, even though it was announced kind of on accident. Kind of, it definitely was.
Sounds like a bad April Fool's joke, like I said before.
Ace Green says this is another figure that's going to make him step out of his Star Wars zone. And there are all kinds of figures that have made me step out of my zones. No worries, 1/6 shooter, man. If you can't, you can't. It's cool. I need to talk to with Jason Michael. Let's see if he can come in. Jacob, yeah. Let's see if he can come in. But yeah, I'm getting ready to go out of town. So next week, guys, if you guys are paying attention, Tuesday's my last show of the week, and then Friday and Saturday I will be out of town, as well as the whole following week. So I will not be streaming on any kind of regular capacity. And now I might have a comic haul that I will try to stream from the hotel room. It's a blind purchase that we made of like 4 or 5 long boxes. That I don't know everything is in it. I know my mother, who picked up this stuff from an estate sale for me, she pulled out one book and it was published in 1974. So there could be some really good stuff in there. So make sure you guys tune in for that. We'll go through as much as I'm able to go through. I'll sit in the hotel room and probably be streaming on the phone though, but we'll go through that and it'll be pretty fun, I think. So let's see. I don't know that you'd ever see Moon Knight without the mask and Mark's head. Exotic Carfax, you're funny.
Maybe for Mr. Knight.
Yeah, I think we'll get an Oscar Isaac head sculpt eventually. I'm hoping it would come with this figure, but if they do a Mr. Knight, they will definitely come with that.
Real quick, I have a question for y'all. Would you guys be opposed to having a Mr. Knight and a Mark Spector 2-pack?
No, I'd be all for it.
Well,
as long as they give us the outfit,
as
long as they give us the outfit from the poster that I posted earlier, where he's got the white hoodie and the jacket. As long as we get that, then I'm okay with it.
I want a Steven figure, man.
No.
Come on, it's Steven.
Stevie? You want a Stevie?
Yeah, Stevie. That's right, Stevie. No, but guys, man, Moon Knight, man, he's a cool character. I've been catching up on my reading, although I ran into a snag, aka the show was about to start, so I had to stop reading. But if you got Marvel Unlimited, you can just read it on your phone, which is what I've been doing. So it's like continue reading, and it's got all this stuff I was reading. It's kind of cool. I dig it. Actually, the most recent stuff that I was reading was actually reading it from the Marvel Unlimited, but on my computer. So it was really cool because it acted like a tablet. It would go from like frame, and it would like zoom out on some frames, and zoom in to just a text, and then you zoom out to see the picture and all kinds of crazy stuff. It was awesome. Carlita says that 2-pack would actually make sense. Yes, it would. It would. So it looks like a 2-pack is what everybody wants to see. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the stream now. Lou, you got anything you want to mention? Maybe come back to the camera.
Yeah, guys. Yeah, multitasking. Family is around. So, yeah. In a few minutes, like about 30 minutes, Figure Flex Friday.
Yeah.
You already know. 16-man channel. We're gonna do some figure flexing and talk more about Flex Wars. Also, don't forget Tuesday where we do a segment with Maz for photography talk. The critiquing stuff. So this is a perfect opportunity to get your photos in, get the critiques in, and see more or less where you could basically advance in the game. So it's all about presentation and how you're going to do it, So
I know.
Take some tips, take some constructive criticism, and make sure you do your hashtags to Invader Mods.
Yes. We want pictures to go over. We definitely want pictures to go over. And also hashtag Figure Flex Friday, which is what I did with my Ripley shot that I put up today. Is I hashtag Figure Flex Friday on that. So good times on that. But yeah, we'll go over your shots and stuff. Constructive criticism is always, I think, a great thing if you can take it. And I've seen people post their stuff, after we've done that, and we've seen improvements, and we've gotten thank yous for our assistance. So that's really great. I really love that. And guys, also make sure you guys like and subscribe the video, and of course go follow Loco Lu. He's got his own YouTube channel, and you got something coming up on that though, don't you? You had
panels. I was supposed to put panels up last week,
panels
because of family duties.
You said
fatherly duties. Yeah, family duties. I got duties as a husband. I got duties as a father, and those come first. And YouTube is like bare none second. But I always, make sure that I make my appearances with all my friends. But basically, that's going to be coming up soon. I got a combination coming up for panels, so you get one second.
You're cutting in and out, but your information is linked in the description below, Lou. So and Bob Dylan also linked your YouTube here in the channel. I'm sorry, you were just cutting in and out. So
yeah, I was cutting in. Sorry, earplugs were dying.
Damn it. Cigars, man, you got anything coming up, man?
No, I mean, I ordered another Death Watch the other day, and it should be here next Tuesday.
You can get another 501st. You went with a Death Watch, huh?
Well, I usually only get, if I get another figure the same, it's usually just two, because I have two 501st already. So, when I was with you at Battlegrounds, I got the second Shore Trooper and the second Tuscan. And then I got a second Death Watch the other day. I used a coupon and store credit through Sideshow, so $0 spent.
Nice.
Rock on. I don't think we're gonna have a stream tomorrow. In fact, although Cigars, will you have time tomorrow to do that voice work we need to do?
Yeah.
All right. So we'll do that tomorrow. I got a lot of stuff I got to start packing and getting ready for my trip, and Tuesdays I'm gonna of course keep, but I think we kind of went over enough toy stuff today to really sedate my passion for that right now. So we'll take tomorrow off. Guys, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and next month we're gonna have one of Cinematographer's pieces that's going to be offered as a wallpaper for our members. So if you're a member to the channel, we're gonna put up a poll probably when I get back of which actual picture we're going to use, and we're going to go and go through that. And of course, whatever members are subscribed by the end of April will get Cinematographer's artwork and the format for a desktop wallpaper and or actually both a phone wallpaper. So it'll be cropped accordingly depending on whatever you're going to be putting on. You'll get both. You won't have to choose. And of course, Carlito, thank you for tuning in, man. I appreciate it. Carlito is one of our members here today. And yes, have a great day. And Cigars and Bacon, again, thank you for stopping by.
Real quick,
Diablo Fett,
I
thanks
just
for
want to
coming
say
by.
this.
It's always a pleasure.
I would like to contribute to that and give you a upcoming shot, Maz.
Yeah.
So that way you could add it to
The wallpapers?
that nice wallpaper list of yours. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
I emailed them out, so we'll hashtag the Invader Moz on Instagram. It probably already is, but just link it to me in a comment somewhere so I know which one.
No, I'm gonna do a new one and then I'll send it to you personally, so that way.
Yeah, because you'd want to send it to me personally, because that way you get the better
Yeah.
quality picture. But yeah,
Bingo. So that way, if there's any inconsistencies of it, it needs to be bigger or whatever. I can send it bigger or whatever. So we'll do it that way. But I want to contribute that. But I go to every channel, but you beat me to it. And I always say, make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you comment, subscribe. And if you catch it on a replay, share it, comment, and hit that like button.
Or sign up for the membership and get your wallpapers, man. You guys missed the Batman one. We're on April now. The Batman one's gone. It's a limited edition. It's gone. The Batman in the warehouse scene. But we have so many other ones coming up. I know personally, I think my Nosferatu is going to make a wallpaper. That one that I did a couple weeks ago, the Nosferatu. Say again.
Black and white.
I think I'll give you the option. I'll get you all of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I think? Make the black and white one your limited run, and then your color one the regular one.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds great. My back is just, it's not fun.
Sorry, I'm not gonna scratch for you.
I got a back scratcher. I'm good.
Okay, good. I couldn't even if I want to. I'm over here in New York.
But let's see. Other than that, guys, yeah, I like I said, our next stream is going to be Tuesday. We're going to take tomorrow off. We're Cigars and Bacon and I are going to sit here and do some recording. I'll post a video though of our trip to Battlegrounds. That's what I'm going to have Cigars and Bacon on to do, and we're going to do the voice work for that because they're playing all kinds of copyrighted music in the store. Don't need to get flagged, so we're just going to talk over it and all that kind of stuff, and you'll have the footage that way. So it'll be fun times, guys. But again, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, please hit the like button. Please subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. And as always, again, thank you guys. And you guys have a great night. Enjoy.